Hey guys, it's Camille Saar, again known as the Ecom King, and I'm going to be walking through marketing content with you. Now, this is extremely important if you want to see success with your dropshipping and e-commerce products. Now, what this part of the course is all about is about the content that you're going to be using to display on people's feeds once you start using advertisements on things like Instagram, Facebook, and all those other platforms. Now, depending on the content that you show people on a paid ad, and how a paid ad works is when people are scrolling on their timeline, their feed, their stories, your ad's going to pop up and it's going to disrupt them from their current search on social media, and you need to make sure that it fits in with what they're already looking at, and you need to make sure that it sells your product really, really well. So what content do you need to start advertising your products on Facebook ads and other paid advertisement platforms? You need to have something called a UGC video, and you need to have 3 to 5 of them. Now, the more, the better. Now, if you don't know what UGC stands for, it stands for user generated content, and I'm going to be showing you examples of this. Now, if you use TikTok, then you're very used to UGC videos because that's what you basically see every day on TikTok. Now, the reason why the more the better is because your creatives, which is the video, which people will see when you advertise to them, that is the most important part of your advertisement. Now, the more of those that you have, the more chance that you're going to find a video or an image that will work really, really well in your advertisements. You're also going to need some high quality images, and you're going to need between 3 and 5 of these per product. Now, again, the more the better. Now, the reason why you want some images is because you can use these as thumbnails for the videos, and you're also going to be doing image ads and carousel ads to see which one will work better out of videos, images, or carousels. Also going to need 1 to 2 testimonial videos, and the reason why you're going to want testimonial videos is because this is the best method when you're doing retargeting. Now, retargeting is basically when somebody's seen your ad before, you're going to show them another ad again, and they know that they've seen your product before and your advertisement before, but this video is going to be a testimonial video because if somebody's already seen your ad before and they've not bought from you, it's because maybe they don't trust you. So if you show them a testimonial video, they're going to think, I needed to see some proof of concept to buy it. So that's going to encourage them to go and buy it. You're going to need 10 ad copies per product, 1 short, 1 medium, and 1 long. If you want to split test these, you're going to want 10 ad headlines per product as well. Now, if you don't know what ad copies are, these are basically the description that goes underneath your ad, and a headline is the short text, which is the title of your ad. And I'm going to be showing you examples of these so you guys completely understand what I'm talking about. The product that I'm going to be using as an example for this part of the free course is going to be this reusable, erasable notebook. And this is actually one of the products that we were using a couple of years ago, which we did over 6 figures with. And basically what this product is, it's basically a normal notebook, but it's got smart features where you can erase it. You can actually sync it to your phone. So it's a really cool notebook. Now, AliExpress is a great way to find video content and also image content for your product. But you do want to make sure that you contact the supplier and ask them if you're allowed to use it and if they're the original owner of this content, because some of them do take it from other places. So you want to make sure that it is their content, because if it isn't, because you can get yourself into a lot of trouble. Now, if you want to download this video, you can ask the supplier to send it you, or you can use a Chrome extension, which is this one right here, which is called Video Downloader, and it's completely free, and you just click this button and it will download it. Now, for downloading the images, you can use something called AliExpress Image Downloader, which is a Chrome extension, and what you can do is you can download all of these different images. And the good thing about this supplier is they're giving you really high quality professional images, which is really good because some suppliers won't give you these high quality images. You'll have to make them in Canva. If we take a look at this video on this AliExpress seller page, you're going to see that this is what we call a high quality professional style video, and this isn't UGC content, by the way, and that's the content that we're looking for. And you can see that they've got some nice sharp close-ups, and they've got it in quite a corporate professional look, which is not what we're currently going for. And you can see here as well, it's got a nice them using it in action and whatnot, but this is what they call high quality cinematic footage. Now, although this is great video and you could also use this for your product, now what I would say to you guys is you want to be testing very professional content like that, and you also want to be testing UGC content. So it doesn't mean that you shouldn't go for professional content. You want to try it out, but you also want to aim for UGC content. So guys, what I'm going to be doing now is I'm going to be showing you the exact same product that I showed you on AliExpress, but I'm going to be showing you UGC content for it instead of that professional cinematic content, and I'll let you guys let me know which one you think is more engaging.
These Elfin Book Smart Notebooks has to be the greatest invention out there, and let me show you how they work. Each 2.0 smart notebook comes with their own pen. The really cool thing about this notebook is that once you're done taking your notes, you can scan it into the app and you'll forever have your notes on your phone. Once you're done scanning your notes, you can erase it completely with a wet cloth that they give you, and bam, you have an environmentally friendly notebook that saves forests.
That right there was what we call UGC content, which stands for user generated content. This woman here is the one that generated that content, and the aim of the objective is to make it not look so professional, but to make it look like somebody's actually using that content in real life, so it doesn't look like it's actually framed. And the reason why these do better is because, number one, they're more engaging, because this woman's speaking directly to you. And remember, this type of notebook would do really, really well for uni students, and this woman right here could look like she's part of a uni student and make it look like she's part of a university. The second thing is, it doesn't look like an ad. It looks more like an organic video that you'd scroll across on Facebook Reels, Instagram Reels, or TikTok Reels. So how I actually got this content is I actually went to a website called Bilo, or Billo, however you want to pronounce it, and make sure you use the links in the description and in the cheat sheet so you guys can get yourself some exclusive benefits and discounts, because you can get between 15 and 25% if you use my link. Now, once you made an account with Bilo, what you want to do is you want to hit get a video, and once you hit get a video, you want to integrate your Shopify store with them so you can select your product, and straight away it will be selected. Now, once you've selected your product, the two videos that you want to choose straight away is the video ad and the how-to video. And the reason why you don't want to go with the other ones is because when you're in the testing phase, where you're just testing your product to see if they're actually going to work, these are the only two video structures that you're going to need. When you get into retargeting, you would want to go for an unboxing video as well. So these are the only two videos that you need to go for. Once you've done that, you want to hit choose, and you can click choose again. It depends which one you want to go for. Then you can change it here from 15 seconds to 30 seconds. Now, I recommend that you keep them between 15 and 30 seconds. You don't need a 60-second video. So it's either these two, it's down to you. Then here you can go over the scenarios. So you can actually tell them exactly what you want them to say in the video. So you can actually type here, I want you to say this, I want you to say this. Don't worry if you don't know what to put in this section right here. I'm going to be showing you how you could potentially find ideas to actually put in this scenario. Then here you can see what you want them to mention. They can either mention the brand and product, they can mention the product features, they can mention a call to action. You're definitely going to want a call to action, you're definitely going to want a promo, and you're definitely going to want the product features, so make sure you add those. Then in terms of the format, you choose 9:16, because if you need to, you can actually resize it to 1:1, because if you go to 1:1, you can't resize it. Then here it says where your videos will be displayed. Now, the good thing is, if you're advertising on Facebook, Instagram, and on TikTok, they all got the same dimensions, so it actually doesn't really matter. Now, here it says video add-ons, and in my opinion, the only ones that you need is subtitles, and it's an extra $19. In terms of logos and stuff like that, you can use a video editing software that I'll be talking about later and get it done a lot cheaper. And when you scroll down, it says here creator criteria. This is basically meaning which influencer do you want to make that UGC content. Is it going to be a male that needs to make it, or is it going to be a female, or is it going to be any? So this is you choosing what type of influencer you want to actually approach you with a job offer to make that video for you. You can choose the age range, then you can choose how many videos you want, and obviously, like I said to you before, you want between 3 and 5 videos, and then it will say promo code, and make sure you use the promo code that will be in the cheat sheet so you can get between 15 and 25% off. Now, in terms of how long it will take you to get your videos, it can take between 3 and 4 weeks. Now, once you place your order, after a few weeks, you want to go to where it says creators, and you want to go to where it says waiting for approval. And what will happen is you'll get loads of influencers that have applied for your job to actually do the video that you want making. So once you do that, you want to click on their name and look at their portfolio and see which one will work best for you. And once you've selected the influencers you wanted, a few weeks later, you will go to the content section, and under waiting for approval, you will get the videos that they've made, and you can either approve them or ask them to change certain things. Once you've approved them, you go into my content, and you'll find the content there that you can actually download. Now, something that I'd recommend that you guys do before you order your UGC content is head over to the Facebook ad library and go to these filters and change them both to all, and then you want to go to the search bar and search for certain search phrases that could be related to your product. So I'll put in mine reusable notebook, and what you're trying to do here is you're trying to find other advertisers selling a similar product to yours or the exact same one. And the reason why you're doing this is because you want to get ideas on on their ad copies, their ad headlines, how they've structured their video, how you can structure your video. So you can see if I scroll down, so you can see here there's an advertiser selling literally the same product as me. It's very similar to mine, and you can see they've gone for a medium ad copy. And remember, I was asking you guys to make a long, short, and medium. So you don't want to copy these ones, but you want to get influenced by them. So you might want to take it and change certain things from it. And you can see they've written save 20% when you buy the Dexa Smart Notebook today, trusted by over 30,000 happy customers, eco-friendly, made from limestone, the delivery days, and certain order in bulk. Basically, if you want to order in bulk, you can get it cheaper by this number. Now, obviously, this I wouldn't recommend doing, but basically, you want to look to see how they've structured it. Then you can see they're running a image ad, and then you can see here this is their actual ad headline, which is 4.2 star Amazon reviews, and that's basically what their headline is. So I've just found another ad being ran by the same advertiser, but this time they're running a long ad copy, and this is what I'd call a long ad copy. And you can see if I compare this to this one right here, it is a lot longer. And if we take a look at the ad headline, which is this one right here, they've got 2022 erasable and reusable diary. If we take a look at the other one, it was the Amazon star reviews as the headline. So you can see they're doing it differently. And they're also running a video. So let's play their 15-second video. You can see it says eco-friendly, reusable. They've gone for a professional looking video. You can see it there being used. And you can see they're showing the different features of the product. And they're also going over a promo code that you can use. So they've gone for what we call a high quality professional video instead of a UGC video. So I've just found another video, but this time it's from a different advertiser. This one's from Reuse Notebook, and they're actually running a 15-second UGC video instead of a professional video. You can see it right here. This one's actually UGC content, not professional content. And you can see people are starting to use UGC content instead of professional content. So what I could do here is I could take inspiration, because they've gone for a medium ad copy, and you can also take inspiration to see what they've said in the video. And remember, when you order on buy low, you need to tell them what you want them to be said in the video, so you can take ideas of what they're saying in this video. So going through some more ad library ads, you can see there's some image ads from these other companies, and I can take some inspiration of how their videos are, what their images are like, how their ad copies are. This is a short ad copy, as you can see here. This one's more of a medium one. This one's more of a short one. If we scroll down again, we've got some more videos. They're going for what I call a longer ad copy. So you want to go through these and really get inspiration. You can see these ones are using carousel. So these are a carousel ad, and these can work really well as well. So you want to see how they've structured their carousel, and they've kept it very casual. And if we scroll down again, you can see some more advertisements. Really want to spend a lot of time by going through the ad library and studying these other advertisers that are advertising the product, because you can see here Rocketbook, they're doing loads of different ads for the same product. They're spending a lot of money on ads to get people to see these products. So you can see, look how many ads they're running. They're running loads and loads of ads. That must mean they're making some serious money. So you want to get inspiration to see what's working for them, so you don't make any mistakes in yours. So as I was saying to you guys before, you don't want to get any add-ons on the buy low section. You just want to get subtitles, and even then you don't have to. You can do them yourself. And the reason why is because you can get a software called InVideo, and I'm sure Ami's gone over this with you guys before. And InVideo is a very cheap, beginner-friendly video ad software where you can edit your videos, you can create some Giphies, you can do some amazing things in InVideo. I've been using these guys for the past 2.5 years, and I've never had any issues with them. And the plan that I'd recommend that you guys go for is the business plan, because it is very affordable and it gives you all the features that you're going to need. Now, the reason why you're going to want to use InVideo is because once you've got your custom content made, you can add it into InVideo, and you can add your logo in there, you can add subtitles, you can add voiceovers, you can do whatever you want to that content to make it even better. If you use my link in the description, you're going to get yourself an exclusive discount code that you can't get anywhere else, which will make it even cheaper than the $15 on a monthly basis. Now, this is a great alternative to get UGC content made if buy low is too expensive or it's going to take too long to get the content made. You can head over to Amazon, search for your product, order the product directly from Amazon, which will cost you $10, and you can get it shipped to yourself within a day with Amazon Prime, or a few days. Then what you might want to do is you might head over to TikTok, look at your product by searching for it, sort it by videos. Then you can see what videos people are making on TikTok about the product, and then what you can do is you can then recreate your video to be very similar to one of theirs. So you're basically making the UGC content yourself instead of getting somebody else to do it for you and paying a premium. Now, Now, obviously, this is only going to be applicable if you're confident in doing this and you're comfortable, but this is what I do recommend people do if you're on a lower budget or if you want to save a little bit of time. Because at the end of the day, you can watch all these other videos of people doing it and you can learn from what's made it do really, really well. If these guys have got 100,000 views, they must be doing something right. So you can just recreate it based on this. Now, what you want to do after you've made the content is you might want to go into InVideo and add your logo, add your subtitles, add your music. So that's why I'm recommending InVideo as well. So this is a great alternative to making UGC content yourself. And as long as you've got a smartphone that has a decent camera, which records in 1080p, then you're good to go. Now that's going to be the marketing content section of this free course. Now the guys that are going to be covering TikTok ads, Facebook ads, Google ads, they're also going to be talking about content for those platforms as well. So they're going to go into extreme details based on the different platform that you use. And this was just a general overview of how you can get your content done.
My name is George Gabriel. Alone with my own ad accounts, I've spent multiple six figures on Facebook ads. And today I'm going to teach you a battle-tested method for Facebook advertisement. I'm going to walk you through testing, scaling, how to analyze the data and take action accordingly. And I'm going to be teaching you how to do lookalikes and retargeting. So let's get straight into it. First of all, what we are going to do is we are going to open up our Shopify, and we're going to first of all talk about connecting your Facebook to your Shopify. So on Shopify, what you want to do is you want to click on Online Store, click on Preferences, click on Facebook Pixel, and set up Facebook. Now, the first thing you want to do is you want to connect your Facebook account, and ideally it should be an older account that is already warmed up. I do not recommend you guys to start like a Facebook account and start advertising on the same exact day. Now, my Facebook account got connected. I'm going to be connecting my business managers. If you do not have one already, please create one. And also verify your domain. It's super easy to verify. Just select the domain, click on confirm, and it verifies automatically. Next, select the ad account that you want to use. If you do not have one already, just create a new ad account, and also, of course, select your Facebook page. For the data sharing settings, click on maximum. And of course, accept the terms, all the terms that you need to accept, and connect your Facebook pixel. For the Facebook target country, select the United States. Now we have all the setup done on Shopify. Now let's jump into Facebook and let's talk about what you need to set up on the Facebook side. Now, first thing you want to do is you want to go to the Events Manager. So in the Events Manager, what you want to do is, first of all, you want to go to the settings and make sure that the Conversion API actually connected. So see here where it says Conversion API, it should say here Connected Partner and Shopify. If not, click on Choose a Partner, click on Shopify, and you should be able to just click on, I've completed the setup on Shopify. It's just literally a 2-button process just to activate the Conversion API. Next thing we're gonna do is, of course, we are going to set up our aggregated event measurements. So here we're gonna configure web events. Now we're gonna click on Manage Events, and we wanna set up the events exactly like I have them right here. So first of all, guys, for you, it's gonna be empty, right? So you are not gonna have any events. So what you wanna do is you wanna, of course, click on Add Events and add 4 of them, just like this. And then you wanna select the right pixel for your business. Definitely verify your business manager. So you have to have a already existing business. If you do, that's way better. You will avoid a lot of problems later on with Facebook. And you just want to then go to business info. And here's where you can verify your business manager. You want to basically edit the business info, add in everything that they're asking you to add in your phone number, your email. And here it should say verify. Now, another thing you guys should do is add another admin to your business manager. So in case your personal account gets banned, someone else, another Facebook account, has access to it, so they can go in and get, let's say, for example, the pixel connected to a different business manager or the page, right? So always make sure you add multiple people to the business manager, at least one more other than you, and you do it from here. You come to people, add, and then you can just paste in their Facebook profile link or their email address they use to log in, and just give them the admin access. Few things you should guys know about Facebook and what you should avoid doing. Number one thing is to avoid copying someone else's ad copy or video. If you copy someone else's video or ad copy, that you have very high chance of your account getting banned. Let's say, for example, you copy my video and my account gets banned. If you are using my content, you'll automatically get banned. Same thing applies to your store as well. If you copy someone else's store, someone else's description, and they get banned, you're gonna get banned as well. So try to make everything custom for you guys. Try to write your own description, try to make your own images. So in the ads manager, before we set up any ads and before we get into it, we are going to set up our columns first. So you want to click on columns and you want to click on customize columns. Now these columns, guys, will help you to analyze the data and understand the results from your ads better. So first of all, we are going to leave delivery, ad set name, bid strategy, budget. The last significant edit and attribution setting, you can get rid of these. Results, reach, impressions, you can leave. The cost per result, you can leave. The quality ranking, engagement rate ranking, and conversion rate ranking, you can delete. Oh, the amount spent, you can leave. Ends and schedule, I would remove. Next thing we're gonna add is the CPM, the cost per 1,000 impression. And I will be adding them first, and I'm gonna then go over all the columns in a bit later on after we set up our first campaign. After we add the CPM, we want to type in unique, the unique CTR, and the unique link clicks. Use, for some reason I cannot add it. Oh, I did. And then the add to cart. Guys, for you, you will have checkboxes right here. So once you click on them, it will add the event directly. As you can see, just like this one, but here it's not visible for some reason. And last thing we're gonna do is add purchase and the purchase ROAS. We're gonna do video. So type in video in the search bar, and then we're gonna add in video average playtime. So how many seconds have people watch your video on average, and video plays at 75 and 95%. Now, after you add in all the columns, what you wanna do is you wanna uncheck all these boxes. And then you wanna click on save as a preset and name this preset dropshipping. And then hit apply. As you guys can see, it's gonna be saved on my ad account forever. Now this is right here, I'm on the ads manager. So this is where you create your campaigns, manage your campaign. This is where you kill and scale. So first of all, let's talk about the campaign. So what is the campaigns, what is the ad sets, and what are the ads? So first of all, on the campaign level is where you tell Facebook what you want to happen on your website. So what is your goal with the campaign, with your advertisement? On the ad set level, you tell Facebook who your customers are. And on the ads level, you show Facebook your creative, whether it's a video or an image, or you add it on the ads level. And so first thing you guys want to do is click on create the campaign objective. Now this is where we are telling Facebook like what we want to happen on our website. Now as you can see, we have a lot of options right here. We have brand awareness and reach, if you want to reach a lot of people for really cheap price, but again, those people are not people who are ready to pay, people who are ready to be converted. Then we have traffic, engagement, app installs, and video views. So again, depending on your goal, this is what you want to choose. Now if you are selling products and if you are doing drop shipping, what I highly recommend you guys to do, and always only do conversions, right? Because your goal is to convert people into actual customers. The thing we're gonna do is now we are going to name our campaign. So here you guys just put in your product name test 1, so you know you are testing this product for the first time. Special ad category, we do not need to touch this. Campaign details, we've already selected. Conversions and CBO we're gonna talk about later on, a bit later, but for now we do not need CBO. That's it. Everything we need to do for the campaign level is done. Next thing we're gonna do is we are going to jump to the ad set level. On the ad set level, first thing we're gonna do is we are going to select the pixel, and it was the one with 7676. And we are going to also select our conversion event, which is purchase. Now, the next thing we're gonna do is we are going to set up our daily budget. Budget that I recommend, guys, it's either gonna be $5 per day, or if you wanna spend a bit more, $10. What I usually do, guys, is $10 per day spread across 10 different ad sets. Now, the start date is always gonna be the next day at midnight. So today is the 5th of December. I'm gonna start my campaign on Monday at 12 a.m. So next thing we're gonna do, guys, is talk about the audience. The audience is where you tell Facebook about your customers. So who your customers are, how old they are, where they're from, and so on. So first thing you're gonna edit is the locations. You want to go to where it says people living in or recently in this location, and we want to change that to people living in this location. For the countries, when I start testing a product, I always target the top 5 countries before I go to Europe and Asia and so on. So the top 5 countries are going to be the United States, the United Kingdom, Canada, Australia, New Zealand. So of course, the age always depends on the product, right? You guys want to be logical when picking the age. So for me, either 21 plus or 25 plus. And the reason behind that is anyone who is under 21 years old is usually they are teenagers, they don't have a job yet, and they cannot really pay for products online. So 21 plus or 25 plus depending on the product. I even go 30 plus sometimes on specific products. So guys, it always depends on the product. Think logically, who are my customers? Of course, if you, let's say you are selling a product that is a health product, like a knee massager, you know, who has problems with their knees? No 21-year-old has problem with their knees, you know, so it's going to be 30 plus for the people who are older in age that are having this problem. But if you are going for, let's say, fashion sneakers or a hair product for women, then 21 plus would do. Gender, again, it also depends on the product. So if it's a product that is for men, I would go men only. If it's a product for women, then I would go women. If it's for both, I would go all. Next off is the interest. Now, when it comes to the interest, guys, a lot of people try to really go in depth and pick this very, very specific interest. Of course, it has to make sense with the product. So for this example, I'm going to be advertising the sleep band. So it says it's a product that helps people sleep better. So an interest that I would be targeting is sleep. It's a very broad interest, and that's what I like to target. Now, I would know that my product is actually scalable if it works with a broad interest. If you're gonna pick interest that is very, very specific and you're gonna get results, and then later on you're gonna move to a broader interest, sometimes it's gonna be very, very hard to scale it, and it's not gonna work, right? That's why from the beginning I want to make sure that my product would do well with bigger, more broader interest. So that's why I targeted sleep. So I'm gonna then put sleep in the ad set name. After that, a lot of people exclude AliExpress and dropshipping. I used to do that as well. I do not do it anymore, just because like right now with the spy tools that people have, you know, like AdSpy, DropSpy, Peaksta, you cannot hide. Even if you exclude AliExpress and dropshipping, once you are scaling your product, people will actually see it. And I don't know why, but when you do exclude AliExpress and dropshipping, these spy tools like AdSpy, you know, and DropSpy, they will actually find your ads faster some way. So they basically are targeting people who are excluding dropshipping and AliExpress for some reason. I don't know why, but I've tried it multiple times, and every time I scaled a product and excluded dropshipping, I saw my ads straight away after a week on this spy tool websites. So right now, I actually don't do it anymore. I do not exclude AliExpress and dropshipping. So next off is languages. We're gonna select English as the language. Placement, I would go with automatic placement. Now, before it was better to go for manual placement and select only the feeds, but now I'm seeing better result with the automatic placement, because then what happens is you get cheaper results. Facebook would go ahead and spend your budget and try out all these different placements, and then Facebook will automatically be spending the most amount of money on the best performing placement, right? And it doesn't take a lot of spend. A lot of people think it would spend like hundreds of dollars. No, it doesn't. A lot of times I see Facebook spending only like 10, 20, 30 cents on specific placement, and if like Facebook doesn't see results, they would just stop spending there and they would spend more into the placement that is performing the best. So that's why I'm going with automatic placement. Next thing we're gonna do is go to the ad level. In the ad level is where you're gonna, guys, pick your creative. So first of all, we're gonna select the Facebook page. which is going to be this one. Again, this is just an example page right here. Click on create an ad, and you want to turn off dynamic format. You want to select single image or video, and you want to delete this catalog creative that Facebook automatically gives you. First off, you're gonna add your media. So here you're gonna add your creative. After I add my creative, first thing that I would usually do is I would click on edit media, edit video, and I would add a thumbnail from the video. Now a lot of guys, they create this high quality thumbnails, but actually I saw better results with thumbnails like this, for example, because it looks like every other video that is on Facebook. You want to have a thumbnail that provokes curiosity in the customer minds, like, oh, what is this video? It looks like every other video on Facebook, so that when people are on their feed, they would automatically play it without double thinking that it's an ad. Because right now, per day on average, a human is seeing over 100 ads per day. So if you're gonna see an ad and you're gonna realize straight away that it's an ad, you're gonna just scroll past it. After you add your videos and thumbnail, next we're going to talk about the primary text, which is the ad copy. For example, this is the ad copy number 1. As you can see, I have a headline with the main benefits of the product, and then all the main features and benefits just listed like this, with a call to action with my offer at the end. All right, this is the first type of ad copy that I like to use, and this is the second type, which is basically just 2 to 3 sentences explaining the main benefits of the product. Right? So here I'm saying this sleep mask is designed to provide the deepest possible sleep anywhere at any time. Blocking external light and listening to calming, relaxing audio is the key to higher quality sleep. Click shop now to get yours for 50% off plus free shipping today. I do sometimes use emojis, but not too much. I don't go too heavy on the emojis. Maximum 2 to 3 emojis, and that's the max. Add the ad copy. We're gonna then move on to the headline. And in the headline, I always put in the name of the product. If this brand was mine, I would go, for example, for sleep band, this trademark option. So copy, just like this. For the description, what you want to do is add some type of scarcity. So you want to say offer ends in 48 hours, especially if you are advertising like in Q4, when it's Black Friday, Cyber Monday, Christmas. People expect this kind of sales. They expect this kind of offers. Now, if you are advertising in like in the start of the year, or Q1, Q2, Q3, what I would do is something like offer ends soon. Now, for the call to action, you want to add in shop now, and for the website, you want to add in your product page. Now, one last thing, guys, on the ad level, we want to add something called the UTM code. So under where it says URL parameters, that's where you put it, and this will help you add an extra layer of tracking to your ads. And this is my UTM code, and I'm gonna also include it in the cheat sheet that we're gonna offer you guys. Now, after we added our UTM code, next we're gonna go to the name of the ad, and we're gonna call it ad. Now, what I recommend you guys do is have at least 2 to 3 creatives ready, so you can test different angles. So what an angle is let's say, for example, I'm selling this sleep band. Okay, now one angle would be if you are having trouble sleeping at night. Another angle would be if you like to listen to music at night, but your headphones are not comfortable. Another angle would be if you are suffering from insomnia, or if your environment too loud, or if it's if light is annoying you and not letting you sleep. So all of these are different type of angles that can resonate with different type of people. This is why when I'm testing, I would test at least 3 different angles for my product. After we have the ads ready, we're gonna then duplicate our ad set 9 different times to have 10 different ad sets in our campaign. What we're gonna do from here, guys, is we are gonna select different interest in each one of these ad sets. We're gonna go, for example, sleep. We can go for quality of life. We can go for pillow. bedding. So anything that is related to sleeping better or having better sleep, like sleeping position, relaxation techniques, these are all valid interests that we can target. So let's do them one by one. So one is going to be relaxation technique. Another one is going to be, let's say, sleeping positions. Trust me, anyone who's interested in sleeping positions, they are interested in sleeping better. Another thing in health and wellness, to target people who want to be healthier. Sleeping better is definitely part of health, and targeting health and wellness and targeting kind of like relaxation. Now we've selected all the interests, and let me walk you through it, guys. So here we go. We have sleep, relaxation technique, sleeping positions. So they are all related to sleep. We have health and wellness, quality of life, and personal care. Those are more related to kind of people who, want to take care of themselves and be healthier in general, because this product is a very general product and it could work with anyone who want to, have a healthier and a better life. Engaged shoppers are all the people who clicked on the Shop Now button in the past week on Facebook. Now, why you want to select it and always have an ad set that targets engaged shoppers is because, let's say, none of these interests work, but engaged shoppers works. So what does that mean? That means we have customers for our product. We do have audience that would work with our product, but we haven't found them yet. That's why on each one of my testing campaigns, I always have one ad set targeting engaged shoppers. Then I have insomnia, slow wave sleep, and a pillow. Once you've added all your interests, now you're basically gonna, select the campaign, click on preview and publish, and just basically publish all the ads by clicking on the screen button. Now I'm not gonna do it because this is just a test campaign. We're gonna go through the ad set and we're gonna select our dropshipping columns that we've already set up. And now, guys, I'm gonna walk you through these columns and I'm gonna explain what each one of them mean and how to analyze the data and understand what you need to do according to what data. Delivery, it will tell you if the ads are active or not. The bid strategy, it's basically which bid strategy that you are using. Is it lowest cost or is it cost cap? So of course, always go with lowest cost. The budget is how much you're spending per day. Results is how many purchases you've got, whether it's on the ad set or on the campaign level here on the bottom. Then we have reach and impressions, which will tell you how many people got your video in their news feed. Then we have the cost per result, how much you are paying for each one purchase. The amount spent, how much you've spent in total on each ad set or in the bottom on the whole campaign. Then we have the CPM. How much does it cost for you to reach 1,000 people with your Facebook? So let's say, for example, the CPM is 20. So that means you need 10 to reach 1,000 people. Next, we have the cost per unique link click. So how much you are paying for each link click, for each person to go to your website. We have the unique CTR, which is the link click-through rate. What is the link click-through rate? Let's say, for example, you have 100 people that watch your video. 2 of them end up clicking on it. That means you have 2% CTR. Then we have the unique link clicks, so how many people went to the website. And the content views is the same thing. Now I do both of them because on some ad accounts, one is more accurate than the other. So that's why I just use both of them. Mostly it's going to be very, very similar to the amount. Next we have the add to cart. So how many add to carts you've got, checkouts and purchase, how many checkouts, how many purchases. And after that we have the purchase ROAS, which is really important. So the ROAS is your return on ad spend. The ROAS is what determines if you are profitable or not. Then we have the cost per add to cart, checkout, and purchase. So how much you're basically paying for each one of these events. And then we have video average playtime. So how many seconds are people watching your video on average? And then we have the video plays at 75 and 95%. The tool that I recommend you guys use is to calculate your break-even ROAS very easily. So here, for example, you can put the cost of the product and the selling price. And you can see the break-even ROAS is 1.38. That means anything below 1.38 is unprofitable and anything above 1.38 is profitable. Now, first of all, when I'm looking and analyzing my data, the first thing that I look at is the cost per unique link click and the CTR. Metrics will show me if people are interested in my product or not. For the cost per unique link click, ideally you want it to be $1 or less. For the unique CTR, ideally you want it to be 2% or more. Okay, now what if we have bad numbers here? What if we have like $2 cost per click and 1% CTR? So very, very bad numbers. Now, if we do have bad numbers right here, that means that either one, our creative is bad and not resonating with our audience, or two, our product is bad and it has no interest at all. What do we do in the case of when we got bad numbers here? Well, the first thing I would do is I would test new creative with the new angles. If it doesn't work, I would kill that product and I would move on to the next. But let's say we actually do have good numbers here. We actually have, let's say, 2.5% CTR and 70 cent cost per unique link click. Now we have a lot of people clicking on our ad and going to the website. So we have a lot of unique link clicks and content views. Okay. Now what if we have a lot of unique link clicks and content views, but we have no add to carts? So what does that mean? Well, that means that either one, your price is too expensive, or two, you are not selling the product well enough on your product page. Right? Whether the copywriting is off, you have spelling error, your offer is not that good. It could be a lot of things on the product page. Let's say you do actually create a good product page and people are adding to cart. The video is good, people will go to the website. If the website is good, people would go to the add to cart. So now what if a lot of people go to the add to cart and checkout page, but there's no purchases? What does that mean to us? That means that there is a problem on either the cart page or the checkout. In a case where I have a lot of add to cart and a lot of checkouts but no purchases, what I would do is I would go through the purchase process and I would make sure that everything is working flawlessly. How do we analyze the data and how we make changes accordingly? Now, let's get into this Facebook strategy that I'm using. See, we have 10 ad sets with $10 on each. So what I usually do is I would let those ads run for maximum of 2 days. After 2 days of running the ads, I would look at the data and I would see, okay, am I getting sales or am I not profitable? So of course, if I'm not getting any sales at all, then I would analyze the data and I would see, where is the issue? Is the issue in my creative? Is the issue in my website? Or is the issue in my cart and checkout page? Now, of course, if we have an issue with the creative, we change the creative. With the website, we make changes on the website, right? But let's say we have no issues at all. Me analyzing and taking action on the ads, it depends on the results that I'm getting. The easiest way to put it, guys, is after 2 days, if you are not profitable or at least breaking even, you want to kill the whole campaign and you want to make changes. After making the changes, you want to launch a new campaign with the best performing interests. That's in a case where you are not profitable. Being profitable or breaking even and you having some results. So after 2 days, let's say this 5 interests, the ones that got you results, and this 5 didn't. So what we do is, of course, we need to turn off bad ones and we let the good ones keep running. Now, after these interests keep running for, 2 days, 3 days, or 4 days, what I'm waiting for is, I'm waiting for a single ad set to hit 4 to 5 sales with a profitable ROAS so I can start scaling it. Let's say, for example, after letting the ads run, you're getting sales slowly. After 3 to 5 days, you get 4 or 5 sales on the ad set pillow. And this is how we scale now our ads. So once we have 4 to 5 sales on a specific ad set, we want to duplicate that ad set 5 times into a new campaign. And we're going to name the campaign Winning Ad Set 1. This campaign is, guys, going to be a CBO campaign. So we're going to click on the campaign name and we're going to turn on CBO. CBO is way easier for scaling. ABO is the best for testing, and then CBO is what we use for scaling. Campaign budget optimization on, and we're going to set the budget at 10x what your original ad set budget was. So my ad set for pillow was $10, and now my budget for the new campaign is going to be $100. The ad set level, you don't really need to do much. It's gonna be the same exact ad set. Now what you want to do though on the ad level is we are going to do something called use an existing post. You want to click on the post and you want to hold shift and click on the last one so you can select all of them. Then click on use existing post. Then you can do select post, and here you can see all your creative and you can select the best performing creative. Now I'm just going to select a random image right here. As you can see, a specific post for all of them. Now, why do we do this? Why do we select an existing post when we are scaling? You see, when you're running ads, you're basically, every time you create an ad, a new ad level, you are creating basically a new Facebook post, right? And when you're scaling, of course, a specific creative, you want all the likes, all the comments, and all the shares to be stacked on one creative only so you can build social proof. That's why we do use an existing post for all the further steps when we are scaling or when we are testing new audiences. Always want to use the best performing creative in this manner to stack all your engagements. Campaign, we're going to let that campaign run for 1 to 2 days. Now, if the campaign is profitable, that's perfect. We're gonna let it run and we're gonna be scaling it slowly by increasing the budget. So how we do this is we increase the budget by 25% every single day that the campaign is profitable. So let's say we run it on the first day, it's profitable, we go from 100 to 125 and so on. We just keep increasing it by 25% until we reach $900 per day. I would always stop at 900 because I don't know why every time I go for over 1,000, I just stop receiving very good results. Spot is 900. Of course, if you launch the scaling campaign and if it doesn't work, you need to kill it. That means you do not have enough data yet, so you need more sales on that ad set. First, you need to warm up the pixels so you can scale it up aggressively with more budget. This is the first scaling method, which is scaling with CBO. Let's talk about this second testing strategy, which is basically scaling by testing more interest. So for you to be able to scale and have multiple campaigns with winning ad sets, you need to find more winning interests, right? So what I would usually do after I kill the bad interest, so these are all bad ad sets, I turn them off. And again, as we said, Pillow was the best performing in this example. So what I would do after that is I would duplicate the ad set 5 times and I would add a new interest in each one of these ad sets. So I would go to the interest part, and again, Pillow did the best. So what I would do is I would click on suggestions and target mattress, bed, blanket, bedding, and so on. Everything that would be related to Pillow, I would target in this new ad sets. And again, scaling those ad sets and killing them is the same thing. So first thing I would look at is after 2 days, if my CPC, let's say here, for example, on the best performing ad set, I'm getting below $1 CPC and I'm getting purchases. But here I'm having, first of all, a very high CPC, like let's say $1.5, $2 and more, I would kill. If I have no purchases while all the others are getting purchases, I would kill. These are the 2 metrics that I would always look at: the CPC and the purchase, the cost per click and the cost and the purchases. One very big thing to understand about Facebook. Now, a lot of people get this wrong and they try to find and figure out what is the best strategy that they should use for their Facebook ads. But in reality, it really doesn't matter which strategy you use. Okay, it's literally irrelevant the strategy that you are using. What's really important is 3 things. Okay, number 1 is your creative and CTR. Okay, how do I get more CTR to get cheaper traffic? Number 2 is your conversion rate. How well are people converting on my website? And number 3 is your AOV, the average order value. Am I getting the maximum amount of customer using upsells and using cross-sells? You need to try to get more money out of your already existing customers. So for me, I really almost never focus about what strategy that I'm using with Facebook. I mostly focus on my own website and creative, on my funnel. That's where most of your focus should go. And And if you have a good creative, if you have a good website, no matter what strategy you use with Facebook, it's gonna work. And vice versa. If your funnel is bad, no matter what strategy you use, it's just not gonna work. So what are lookalike audiences? When do we start using them? And how do we set them up? Now, first of all, what are lookalike audiences? Let's imagine you have 1,000 people that went to your store. 1,000 people are all 40 years old. They have two sons, right? 2 sons and a pet. So a lookalike audience, what Facebook would do is they would take all these people that went to your website and they would basically try to create an audience that is similar to those audience that you already know that is working. A lookalike audience is way better than an interest. Meaning, let's say for example, I target pillow. Now in pillow there are people who are young, old, they're married, single, now a lot of type of demographic inside of one interest. But inside the lookalike, see, the demographic that is interacting the most with your product is gonna be inside the lookalike audience. This is why your lookalike audiences are gonna be the most scalable and the most sustainable audiences that you have. I'm going to where it says to this 3 lines here, it says all tools, and I'm going to go to audiences. First thing you're gonna do when you are in the ad account, you need to click on create audience. And we want to create a custom audience first. What is a custom audience? A custom audience is the audience that have all these people inside it. So for example, let's say you have 1,000 people that went to the website. A lookalike would be people who are similar but new. New customers that never interacted with your business before. But in a custom audience, you would have the exact same people that went to your website in that audience. So you are not going to have anyone new. It's going to be the same people. So first we need to create a custom audience and then we create a lookalike from that. Here we have a lot of options right here, but we do not need all of them. We need 4. We need the video, we need the website, we need the Instagram and Facebook page. First of all, when do we start our lookalike? So after you get, so for the 75% video views, for the 95% video views, and for the engagement, 1,000 of these. So 1,000 people that watch 75% or 95% of your video or commented or shared your video. So 1,000 combined on one specific action. So either 1,000 75% video viewers. If you have 1,000 of them, you can start the lookalike for them, right? And then you can wait until you have 1,000 for the 95%, then you can start the lookalike for that, then for the engagement, and so on. It's like a one step-by-step process. You don't start them all at once, you do them one by one. For the 75, 95 and engagement, you need actually 2,000 of these. For the view content, add to cart, initiate checkout, and purchase, you need 1,000 of these. Okay, so for first ones 2,000, for these 1,000. Good. So once you reach this data, we're gonna start off by creating our first custom audience, which is gonna be the video 75% video viewers. So you're gonna click on next. We're gonna choose a content type, which is the 75%, and then you have to choose a video. Right, just choose the best performing video, or you can also choose multiple videos if you have multiple creatives running. So the retention, I would set it at 30 days. So what is the retention? So the retention is basically all the people that have watched 75% of your video in the past 30 days. For the audience name, and by the way guys, I name all my audiences the same, so keep the structure in mind. So we need to put in the product name, then the type of the audience, and then the amount of days. We create our audience. Please here pay close attention because I'm gonna do this only once because it's similar to all the other audiences. So after you create the custom audience, you want to select it and you want to click on this little 3 dots and you want to click on create lookalike. Here you want to select the countries that are buying from you the most. In this example, I'll just go for United States. Now you can actually select more than one. So here it says 1 number of lookalike audiences, and I'm gonna change that now from 1 to 5. Now I have 5 different percentages. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5%. And then I'm gonna click on create audience. As you can see, now I have 5 different lookalike percentages. Okay? Now the same thing that we did for the 75% is the exact same for the 95% as well. Now next thing we're gonna do is we're gonna talk about the website audiences. You can create the audiences for view content, add to cart, checkout, purchase, and all the events that has to do with the website. So we're gonna start first of all by doing the view content lookalikes. Retention, we're gonna set it at 30 days and we're gonna click on refine by URL parameter, and then here you're gonna put in your product page. So wherever you are sending the traffic to, if you are sending them to the home page, put in your home page. If you are sending them to the product page, put in your product page. We're gonna click on the audience name and we're gonna put in, our product name, then the type of the audience, and then 30 days. Again, we create the audience and we create the lookalikes the same exact way like we did before. So the Instagram and Facebook page, again, very, very similar. Next, choose, of course, the right page, and then the events who engage with any post or ad, and then the retention set it at 30 days, and the audience name, again, same thing. Product name, FB engagement, 30 days, right? Then you create the custom audience and you create the lookalikes for it. So now we've talked about how do we create the lookalike audiences. Now let's talk about how to create the ad sets for the lookalikes. Alright guys, now we've talked about how to create the lookalikes audiences, and now we're gonna talk about how to create the ad sets for the lookalikes. So what we want to do is we want to go back to the main campaign that we are testing interests in, and you can use the same campaign to test lookalike audiences as well. So what you want to do is you want to duplicate one of the ad set that is already existing, and you want to name that ad set 1%. You want to go down to the pixel, of course, select the right pixel, make sure it is launched on the next day at midnight with the $10 budget. And of course, now for the lookalikes, you see where it says custom audience. You want to click on the search bar right here and you want to add the 1% audience. Of course, make sure that the ad set is called 1% as well. Do not need an interest, so we're gonna delete the interest from this ad set and we're gonna leave everything else exactly the same. Now, one thing you should also guys do, which is going to the ad level, and instead of create an ad, you want to use the existing post like we did before, right? So we can stack all those engagements all on one ad. Next thing we're gonna do now, so we have the 1%, we're gonna duplicate that 4 times. The second one, it's gonna be 1 to 2%. Then what we're gonna do is we are gonna, of course, delete the first audience and we're gonna put in the 1 to 2% audience. And for the next one, it's gonna be 2 to 3%. And of course, we're gonna do the same thing, guys. So we're gonna click on the 2 to 3% and we're gonna delete the 1% audience and we're gonna add the 2 to 3%. Do one more, which is the 3 to 4%, and we're gonna name it, of course, to 4%. I forgot to do one thing, guys, excuse me, but you need to also do 75% VV, just so you know, like let's say for example you want to test multiple lookalike audiences, you know that this one is for the 75% video views, right? So you want to take that and you want to basically put it in the name on all these lookalike audiences, just like this. Of course, change the name to 4 to 5%, then 75% video views. Okay, now guys, of course, scaling these audiences is exactly the same as an interest, and I'm gonna go over it one more time. So if you didn't catch it the first time or it wasn't clear enough, I'm gonna cover it one more time. So for killing and scaling, as I said, we're gonna let them run for 2 days. So day number 1, what are we looking at? Day number 1, we are looking mostly at the CTR and CPC right here. Now, what we want to have here is a cost per unique link click of less than $1. If the first day goes by and you don't have any purchases and you have a CPC that is higher than $1, you need to kill. Now, if on the first day, let's say you have 1 purchase or 2 purchases, you are not profitable, but you have a good CPC that is below $1, then you let it run for day number 2. After day number 2 is over, what you are looking for is the results on the whole campaign, right? Is it profitable? Is the campaign profitable or is it breaking even? Now keep in mind, guys, after the first day, let's say you have 10 ad sets or 5 ad sets and 3 of those are bad, then don't be afraid of killing the bad ones straight away if you have a very high CPC. That means you are not targeting the right people, not targeting the right audience for that product. Now, for scaling the lookalike audiences is exactly as scaling the interest. So again, you can just duplicate it into a CBO campaign and setting up the budget at $100. Next thing we are going to talk about, guys, is gonna be retargeting. So first of all, what is retargeting? Now, retargeting is basically, so look, everyone shops online, okay? And have this ever happened to you where you were shopping online, you wanted to buy something and you go to the, cart page, the checkout page, you want to enter your information and, something happens. Someone calls you, someone needs your help. So you leave your phone, you put your phone down and you go to help them, you come back and you completely forget what you wanted to buy. Right? And this happens to a lot of people. Now, we are living in a very distractive world and a lot of people do get distracted. So retargeting is a way to get back the customers that you wanted to buy but got distracted. Another thing that could happen is, let's say I wanted to buy something but it's a bit too expensive, right? So I don't end up purchasing it. So retargeting, with the retargeting, I always give a discount code for the people that, wanted to buy but thought it's too expensive. Give them like a better incentive to buy the product. So how do we set up our retargeting audiences? So we're gonna go back to our audiences on Facebook and we're gonna create an audience, custom audience. Again, we're gonna start with the video and we're gonna choose the content type. We're gonna start with the 75% video views. Of course, choose all the videos that are for that product. And the retention for the retargeting, I would set it at 7 days. The audience name, I would name it product name. Again, same thing, 75% video views, 7 days. And then create the audience. Okay, guys, so I'm gonna be creating all the audiences, then I'm gonna get back to you. Right, now we have all our custom audience created. So you need a custom audience for the video viewers, 75% video views for 7 days. The view content, the add to cart, the initiate checkout, the purchase, and the engagements. You need to create all these audiences for the retargeting. What we want to do after that is we want to then, after you created them, we're going to go to the ads manager. And what we're going to do is we are going to click on create, set the campaign objective as conversions, and continue. We're going to name the campaign with the product name and then retargeting. And we're going to turn on CBO and set the budget at 10% of whatever you are spending per day. Let's say, for example, you are spending on your lookalikes and your interest $100 a day. Then the budget for the retargeting is going to be $10, so 10%. And the more you scale the other campaigns up and the budget on the other audiences, you scale the budget for the retargeting with it. So let's say, for example, you go from $100 to $150 budget on the other campaigns. Then with the retargeting, you go from $10 to $15. Next, we're gonna go to the first ad set and we're gonna name it 75% video views. We're gonna select the pixel and we're gonna select the conversion event as purchase. Next thing, of course, set it up that it launches the next day at midnight. When I select and add in your 7-day audience, we're gonna start with the 75% video views. Then we are going to exclude what comes after it. So what comes after the 75? We have the view content and we're gonna exclude the purchase. Okay, so why did I do this? Because if I don't exclude them, couldn't it be that the same people who watch 75% of your video are exactly the same who went to the website and even purchased? It could be, right? So we exclude the next steps, so we make sure that every single ad set has one specific audience inside it. Now, next off, for the country, I would target worldwide. Why did I target worldwide here? It's because these people already watched my video. The age doesn't matter, detail targeting, nothing you should worry about here. After you do this, we're gonna move to the creative and I will show you guys how to create a retargeting creative. In Canva, you wanna click on create a design and go for an Instagram post. Now here what you want to do is add an image of someone using your product, a high quality image just like this one, and then click on elements and add in a square shape right like this. Put it on the top left corner and rotate it 45 degrees. Now you see these corners right here? You want to line these corners with the outer line of the image, just like this. So this is the simplest way to create a retargeting creative. Then change the color of that to whatever your brand color is, which in this case is this turquoise color. And then we're gonna add a text on top of it, and we're gonna say 15% off. So I would always highly recommend with the retargeting to give an extra 15 or 20% off to make it way more enticing to the customer to come back and buy your product if they didn't the first time. And let's add in our creative in here. So first of all, turn off dynamic format, single image or a video is what you want, and delete the catalog kind of creative, and then just add the image. I'll just upload that image. After that, what you want to do is add your primary text. So for the retargeting, what I usually do is I've written down here an example of an ad copy. Thank you for viewing our content. Here's a 15% off coupon code. Use code 15 off at checkout. And then for the headline, what I would do is I would say something like an extra 15% off. And then in the description, I would put the main offer, the one that you already have on your website. Let's say, for example, it's 50% off plus free shipping, limited time only. What we want to do is we're gonna name this ad 1. So make sure, guys, for the retargeting, you have at least 3 different creatives. Now, this is only one type of creative for the retargeting. Another type would be a testimonial video of, a video of someone really just holding the product and talking about it, right? You can get those creative from Bilo. So if you go to Bilo, you can get a testimonial video for $60, and usually you can use that as a retargeting creative. It works really, really well. Now, after you add in all your creatives, what you want to do is you want to duplicate that ad set 2 times. One of them is going to be the engagement, and one of them is going to be the view content. So for the engagement, what I'm going to do is I'm going to scroll down. I'm going to add my engagement audience here. I'm going to exclude my view content and purchase. Now for the view content, I'm going to add the view content right here. I'm going to exclude everything that comes after it. So I'm going to exclude the add to cart, the initiate checkout, and the purchase. Now one more thing we need to do for the view content ad set is we're going to go to the ad level, and instead of saying thank you for viewing our content, we're going to say thank you for visiting our site. So we are a bit more personal towards our customers. And then we duplicate the view content ad set 2 more times. Now we're gonna create the add to cart ad set and the initiate checkout. All we gotta do now is go inside, and it's pretty straightforward. We include the add to cart, then we exclude the initiate checkout and purchase, and then for the initiate checkout, we're gonna include the initiate checkout, and we're just gonna exclude the purchase, just like this. Now once you are done with this, you're gonna click on the campaign name and you are gonna hit publish, and your ads are gonna be published. Now one thing, when do we start retargeting? Me personally, I start retargeting very fast. So after 3 days of running the ads, if you are profitable and you are making sales, breaking even or profitable after 3 days, you want to start retargeting right then, right? The sooner you do it, the better, because retargeting is basically getting the money that is left on the table. So a lot of people want to buy, a lot of people would be interested in the product. They either would get distracted and leave the website, or they are basically, too expensive for them. So that extra 15 or 20% incentive that we give them will get them back to our funnel and they would buy from us. And keep in mind, guys, retargeting will be your most profitable campaign. So give it time. Give it, first of all, don't expect it to perform from day one, because the budget is really small and the audience is really small. So it takes time to spend and to figure out the audience. Give it 1 to 3 days for it to spend, to get, and start optimizing. And after 3 days, it should start getting you sales. If it doesn't, kill the campaign, get more data, and launch it after a week from when you killed it. Good, guys. So that was it. That was my Facebook ads strategy.